guys, what's up? It's Mary Beth Eversole, the allergy actress, and I am here today to bring you a wonderful, creamy, warm soup that's going to warm you up on those cold fall days. It is creamy carrot and parsnip soup. Now you can put other vegetables in there if you want. I chose carrot and parsnip because they're great root vegetables and they cook down pretty easily. You could, I love carrot, so I want to keep that in there, but you could also substitute in kohlrabi for the parsnip, or you could do potato. You could do carrot and potato soup. Just gets the same result, that creamy result. It's really about the other stuff that goes in with it that gives it all its flavor. So I'm excited to show you. Let's get to the ingredients. Ingredient time! Okay. First, you have to get some broth when you have a soup. So here is the broth. It's just a veggie broth. You can make your own or you can get it from the store. If you get it from the store, you're going to want about 1 carton to 1.5 cartons. And it is about 1.5 quarts. The 1.5 cartons is about 1.5 quarts or just a quart. It depends on how thick you want your soup. So if you want it to be a little thicker, a little creamier, use less broth. If you want it a little bit more liquidy, use more broth. That's how you do it. Okay, so then next we've got our carrots in the title. So we have carrots. It's about 1.5 pounds, which is equal to about 7 medium-sized carrots. If you buy organic, you don't have to peel them, just wash them and dice them. If you don't buy organic, you do have to peel them, then dice them. All right, then we have our parsnips, which look very similar to carrots. They are white looking carrots, but they're not really carrots. And these, unfortunately, I couldn't find organic version because they're a little out of season right now, so I had to peel them and then dice them. But if you buy organic, again, you don't have to peel them, just dice them. All right, and that's about 2 large parsnips, or you can have 4 small parsnips. Then we get to one of my favorite foods, onion. Okay, this is equivalent to 2 medium onions. It could be white, yellow, it could be red if you want it. Usually the white or the yellow goes best in soups though. So which 2 medium onions is equivalent to about 2 cups. Okay, and then now we get to the really good stuff. The butter. So we have vegan butter, and you can use 1/2 cup up to a cup. Now, a cup is a little too much for me, so I use about 1/2 cup, and you have to divide it. You're going to use 1/4 cup and then another 1/4 cup in different steps. So just, to your taste. And then we have the other really yumminess, coconut milk, full fat coconut milk. Now you can use light, but just understand it's going to be a little thinner. But yeah, a whole can, 15 ounces of full fat coconut milk. It makes the soup so amazing. Okay. And by the way, coconut is so good for you. So don't be afraid of the fat in the coconut milk. It's good fat, and it's going to be really, it's actually known to help with heart disease, things like that. It actually helps with that. So don't be afraid of it. Then we have our seasonings. So you're going to have salt and pepper to taste. I'm using Himalayan pink salt, as I always like to, and just pepper, cracked black pepper, or you do fresh peppercorn if you want to. Just make sure you grind it. And that's to taste. So there's no measurements. It's just like, this tastes good. Okay, and then we have sage. Now I'm using 2 teaspoons of sage. And I love sage. It's got a little bit of a floral scent, but it doesn't taste that way. It gives a really lovely, like, Thanksgiving-y taste. And then we have oregano. Again, 2 teaspoons of oregano, and it can be Mexican oregano or Italian oregano. Doesn't really matter. I love both. It gives it a great flavor. And then we have parsley, a tablespoon of parsley. And this gives it flavor and color. Really lovely flavor. Then we've got garlic granules, a teaspoon of garlic granules. I love garlic, you all know that, and so you can include it. You don't have to, but I like it. You can even do fresh garlic if you want to, but fresh garlic is a little bit difficult in soups. If you're going to use fresh, use garlic paste. And then we have nutmeg. We're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and again, just more flavor. Gives it a little bit of a nice spicy flavor. And then we're going to have ground ginger. By the way, that was ground nutmeg. And then ground ginger, another 1/2 teaspoon. And I just like the flavor it gives. Now you can also put fresh ginger, fresh grated ginger on the top of the soup at the end as an optional garnish. I'm not doing that today because I'm using the ground ginger. So that's all the ingredients. I cannot wait to put this all together and show you how it tastes. Let's get to it. step one, you guys. All it is, take your butter, take half of it, well, turn on your thing. Let me use my right hand to do this. Okay, there we go. You're going to turn on your heat to low. You're going to take half your butter and you're going to dump it in. And it's hot in here, you guys, so the butter is kind of already melting, which is nice. And then melt it down just a little bit, and you're also going to add your onions. All of the onions. I mean, all of them. And then we're going to cook this down for about 5 minutes. Ding, 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 ding. There go my glass bowl. So just stir it in, let the butter melt, and you're going to cook it down for 5 minutes. And then once it's cooked down, we'll go to the next step. I'll see you then. Next step, you're going to put more of the butter. These onions have cooked down a little bit. Let me show you what they look like. They're very fancy and translucent. And now you're going to put more butter in, and you're going to then add the carrots and the parsnips, and then we're going to cook those down for about another 3 to 5 minutes. Now, I usually am having to go, because of my oven and stove, I have to go on the longer side. So 5 minutes. You want them to be starting to look like they're getting soft, because then the next step, we're going to be adding stock, and then we're going to be cooking for another 15 minutes. So for this step, just 5, and then you want your veggies to look like they've cooked down. Sometimes to help it along, I like to put the lid on, but kind of tilt it. So I'm just going to do that. Boom. And you want to make sure that you go up to a little bit higher than low. So maybe like a setting of 2 for this, 2 or 3. And that's how we go. All right, we'll see you at the next step. Next step, you guys, the broth. Literally, just take your broth and pour it into your carrots and parsnips and onion and butter. Butter! Love it. I usually kind of, because I like my soup thicker, I usually put the broth so it's just covering the vegetables. And I only put 1 carton in here, so that's perfect size. So yeah, and then you also want to make sure you turn your heat up to medium/medium high, because you want it to be simmering pretty well. And then give it a stir. And then I usually, again, cover it with my lid. And that just helps speed up the process a little bit. So we will see you at the next step. Here is the step where all the magic happens. All that yummy, yummy flavor gets put into the soup. It's been going for about 15 minutes. The veggies are tender now, and the liquid it's cooked down just a bit, but not too much. So what we do now is we add that can of coconut milk. All goes in that, and it's so, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good for you guys. Coconut is so good for y'all. All right, so we put that in. Stir it up. It's going to turn it this lovely golden color, which I love. And then we're going to start dumping in everything. So I'm going to put in the parsley. And then we're going to do the oregano. And the sage. I know it looks like a lot. It's a lot. But it's a big soup. And this, believe me, the flavor is amazing. And then we're going to do the ginger. The nutmeg. The garlic, and I'm going to save the salt and pepper for after I've stirred this in, because I want to taste it and make sure that I've got everything in there that I want. And all right. Oh, this looks so nice. Okay, so now salt. I think I'm going to use it all. I didn't put that much in my thing. I'll put a ton of pepper in this little thing, so we're not going to use all the pepper. But like I said, it's to taste. If you like pepper, put more pepper. But understand that other people might not like pepper. So, there we go. Gosh, you guys, I wish we had smell-o-vision. This is amazing. This is amazing. We have one more step, and then we get to taste it. Let this go for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to blend it all up. Okay, guys, this is one of my favorite tools. It's fantastic for soup. And it's called a hand blender, and it's in one of my favorite colors, this nice blue, and mine has 2 settings. So I'm going to start at the lower setting, and you stick it in, and you start. This is literally to chop up the vegetables in your soup. Oh, I can't dance too much because I'll shake the thing. But basically, that's all you do. You do this until the vegetables are like not chunky anymore, and it's a creamy soup. So I'm gonna finish doing this, and then you'll get to see what this creaminess looks like when we do the taste test. It's time. The soup is ready, and it's warm, and it's yummy, and I'm so excited to try this. Look at this, you guys. Okay, so blow on it because it's hot. Oh my gosh, I can taste all those flavors, and you know, there was a lot of butter and there was a lot of coconut milk that went in there, but you can't taste either one. They mix so well together. But you can taste all of the herbs and the spices, and you can taste the carrots, but you can't taste the parsnips. Yes! So, this is one of my favorite soups, you guys, and it's so good for like a cold fall day or even winter. I hope that you make this. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you guys soon. This is Mary Beth Eversole, the allergy actress, signing off for now.
What's up, party people? Ever wanted to know how to make a nut milk, especially cashew milk? Well, guess what? You get to learn today. All right, so with the cashew milk here, you got raw cashews, 1 cup. I soaked them overnight. You can do as little as 4 hours, but no less than 4 hours. And then I rinse them until the water ran clean. And now I'm going to dump them into my blender. So they go in the blender. And again, that's 1 cup of cashews. And then we're going to do half. There's 4 cups of water in here, so I'm going to do half of it, 2 cups. That's about right. And then we blend it. You start blending slow, and then you go until it's basically pulverized. And then you're going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You could also use honey or agave. And then you're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. If you want, vanilla is optional. I like vanilla, so I'm adding it. You're going to add a pinch of cinnamon, or that's also optional. And you can also add a pinch of salt. So then we pulverize. So I'm first going to pulse it. Oh, already pulsing very nicely. And then you liquefy. And there it goes. I wanted to go faster. Wow! That was a rush. Okay, and then it looks very lovely and liquidy. So then you add your, well, I'm adding the maple syrup. You can add honey agave. I'm adding my vanilla. And then I'm adding a pinch of cinnamon. I'm going to add a little bit. Okay. And then a pinch of salt. Okay. Not too much salt. And then, again, wait a minute. Oh, that's so much fun. Okay, so then you can add as much or as little water as you want. Mine looks pretty good. It's pretty liquefied, so this is what you get. Now, if your blender is like mine and hasn't completely blended the cashews, then what you do is you get a fine mesh strainer and you strain the milk. You can also use a cheesecloth or a nut bag. Nut bag! Okay, I'm sorry, that was so funny. Okay, and then you squish it through with a spoon. And that makes the real pure, nice milk. So here, see, it's coming out. I'll move this so you can see it better, and we'll tilt it down. There you go. Okay, so see, now it makes this kind of cashew paste, and then you've got your milk down below. So what I want to do is I'll probably put this back in the blender, add some more water, make some more milk. Okay, so that's how you make cashew milk. Voila, it's tasty. Put it in a closed container in the fridge. It keeps up for a week, and it's really super tasty. That's it, and you can use it to substitute for anything that calls for milk. Awesome, bye!
You guys, this supple grip is really cool. So do you have a recipe that calls for whipping cream or heavy cream? Well, consider using coconut milk in place of it. Even thicker is the actual coconut cream. Now that's the stuff that's like at the top. Like if you get a can of coconut, that's the stuff that's at the top, that's all thick and gooey. And then you got the liquid at the bottom. So the coconut cream is at the top, the liquid's at the bottom. This is a combination of both. So you can use it 1-to-1 ratio in place of heavy cream